let's do better than for Hālau. Aloha! Aloha, Velino Mai Kako, thank you so much for being here. My name is Kaleo Carvalho, and if you don't know who I am, ask the next person next to you, they should know. Okay, thank you again for joining us this afternoon at the Moikea Rotana to honor Kauai's own Hālau Ka Lei Mokihana or Leināʻala and Kumu Leināʻala Pavao Jardin for an amazing job at Merrie Monarch. How's about that? Okay, one day I'll go, nobody invited me, but one day hopefully I can go Merrie Monarch. Okay, but before I get started, I'd like to acknowledge our dignitaries who are here to join us this afternoon. First, Mayor Derek S.K. Kawakami. Also, Council Chair Raposo. Councilmember Bernard Cavallo Jr. Councilmember Felix Chacalde. Councilmember Fern Wallet. Also, we have Governor's Liaison Dana Hazelton. Also, Prosecutor Attorney Rebecca Nike says the judge. Again, thank you so much for being here. And now back to the celebration at hand. I would like to invite Mayor Derek S.K. Kawakami to come to your remarks. Yes, you ready? Okay. How's about a warm welcome for Mayor Derek S.K. Kawakami?
Oh, Dana, you color coordinate with the Hālau or you dance with the Hālau? Everybody, the governor's liaison. Dana Hazel. First, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't thank all the people that took the time out of a beautiful Friday to be here and honor what I would consider Kauai's very own. And I say this because and Mayor Cavallo knows, and Council Chair knows, and in fact every elected official knows that when our little island, which is the smallest of all the counties, gets to a level of achievement, it is such a huge deal. And when we walk into a room full of strangers with people from all over the state of Hawaii, we bring your accomplishments with us everywhere we go. And the way that we conduct ourselves with that amount of pressure to represent you folks well, I think it has all been a part of making each and every one of us a better person. So can we give a huge round of applause for Kumu? You know, a community as Bernard, because he's the one with the Hawaii 5-0, right? Give me 15 push-ups now, just breathe. Don't. Oh, soup. Okay, we'll be waiting. Yeah. And make them Bernard-sized soup, yeah, because plenty of guys are gonna feed. But anyway, this is how we do it. We do it from the heart. And an island like Kauai is lucky if in once in a generation, think about that, if once in a generation, a person or a group of people accomplish an achievement that rises to the world stage. And not only doing it once, but really creating a legacy. And almost an expectation that whenever Kauai shows up, greatness is not too far away. And you know, Kumu, when we talk about leadership and what the definition is, it has nothing to do with the title. It has nothing to do where you come from. It has really nothing to do except for the fact as what kind of impact you make on your community, the people that are closest to you, and how that is going to resonate through generations. And I can attest to this because the impact that you've made for our little daughter, Haley, and the way that she holds herself from that relatively short time that she's been with you has been profound. And when I told Monica this morning that we were gonna honor you and she wanted to be here, She said, there's very few people that have made such a huge impact in our girl's life. We're gonna owe this lady for life. And that's truly how we feel. Kumu, for everything that you represent, for the way that the halau conducts themselves in and out of the halau, on and off of the stage, it truly embodies the spirit of Kauai. And for that, we want to say thank you. Now, I have a proclamation, but it's so boring. And then we have council members that are going to come up that are probably going to talk about some of what's written here. But I just wanted to give you from the heart and make this official. And usually it's just the last paragraph. But I want you to come up here so I can give it to you. And of course, Jaedyn, you might as well come up here too, because in a few short seconds, I'm going to be calling you for come up. Now therefore, I, Derek S.K. Kawakami, Mayor, County of Kaua, do hereby extend heartfelt congratulations to Kumu Hula, Leināʻala Pavao Jardin, and the Haumana of Hālau Ka Lei Mokihana o Leināʻala for their outstanding achievements at the 2025 Merrie Monarch Festival, and we express our sincere gratitude for their enduring commitment to preserving and celebrating the cultural legacy of Kauai and Hawaii. Congratulations. And I wore this lei hulu because at my very first Merrie Monarch, they called me back to the dressing room and presented this lei hulu, and I keep this very close to me, and I only wear it on special occasions, and I would think that this is a special occasion. Although I do have PTSD from making a lei hulu and you unraveling it, because it was just a little off. I was doing them in my office, you can ask the office now. And secondly, this young woman here, I have been able to see her when she was younger, shorter, but on her path to what she just achieved recently. And I told her earlier that, from a young age, there's something about your smile that radiates something. We might call it mana, we might call it something else, but it's something special. And that smile radiates something that's in her, which truly embodies the aloha spirit. It truly embodies compassion and empathy. And this is a young woman that some little girl is going to look up at, and she's going to be able to tell herself, I can do this too. And you may not realize it now, but someday you will. Someday you will see some young girl following in your footsteps. And you have a huge part of that, because a lot of our young girls think, we're Kauai, what can we do? Well, I gotta tell you, everybody just take a look at what Jaedyn has accomplished. Let's give her a huge round of applause. He wasn't planning on it. If I ask you, you would do it. It's a good thing about being the Merrie. But anyway, Jaedyn has accomplished what many people would consider the MVP of the World Series, or the MVP of the Super Bowl, of the Wimbledon, of the Masters if you're a golfer. If you're surfing, it's the Triple Crown. But in Hawaii, as part of our culture, the biggest accomplishment that an individual dancer can make, and they will always say that it was the entire halau, but I can only imagine the pressure you must feel when you are up on that stage alone, taking all of the life lessons that you've had, all of the support that your sisters and brothers have given you, and the type of pressure that you're under to make sure that you represent the halau, but our entire island as well. We were on Maui the day that she won, and immediately, so many people who may have recognized me, but I had no idea who it was, came up to congratulate us. And I told Jaedyn, the way that they were congratulating Monica and I felt like she was our kid. And that's truly something special. And I think for all of us here and on this island, when you win, you uplift our entire community. And like what I said, some little girl is gonna look at you and just believe that they can do it. I think I mirror the statement when I say, the people of Kauai look at you and remind ourselves that we are something great, that we have something to be proud of, and it doesn't matter how big or small we are. When we walk in, we come to win and we come to represent. We come to represent our ancestors that came before us. We represent our family, our halau, and we represent all of the future generations that may not even be here with us, but they will be one day. And for that, we are extremely grateful and we are thankful. And thank you for taking all of us with you on the way to victory. So with that being said, now therefore, you already got a couple days already, named after you. There was a controversy, like, oh, bro, if we give her one day, we gotta give the Kumu one day too, like, how we gonna do this? Now therefore, I, Derek S.K. Kawakami, Mayor, County of Kauai, do hereby proclaim May 2nd, 2025 as Jaedyn Janae Puahaulani Pavao. And we urge all residents to join in celebrating her outstanding accomplishments and contributions to the cultural fabric of our island. Congratulations. Turn it over, can I say this part? Maybe that's your part. And now I'd like to turn this over to Kumu for a few words.
Why? registration, I look around and I see faces of those who have loved me and my halau for so many years. We celebrate 29 years of halau, and along the way, we started in a little extension that my mom and dad built for me in Kalaheo. And I remember that day when we had open registration. I was in the house and I put a little ad in the newspaper, small open hula registration. And I remember yelling out from the house, "Mom, is anyone here?" And she's like, "Just hurry up and get outside." And I said, "Mom, is anyone here? Hurry up, Janelle, get outside." And when I came outside, there was a line long of people bringing their keiki to learn the hula, and I was honored. I was scared. I was a one of the youngest kumu hula at the time in Hawaii. My kumu Refonseca, I came home, and I graduated from college, came home, and was set to go continue my education on Oahu, but my mom fell ill, and the plans changed, and I stayed home, and it was written by Keakua. My plan, his plan for me was set, and that was to begin sharing my love for hula here on Kauai, on my home island. And so again, as I look around, I see all the many, many faces that have truly loved me and embraced my lei mokihana, and I am forever, forever grateful. With every tear that falls down my face, I want you all to know how blessed I am to be a kumu hula, how blessed I am to be an auntie, a friend to my students, and how just appreciative I am to be Kauai, to be of this island and of this people. Jaedyn has garnered such a prestigious title, and I know, like Mayor said, so many keiki are looking up to her. They're building their dreams, and whether it is to become Miss Aloha Hula or to become a nurse like she is, they're building their dreams, and our keiki live in a world that is a bit different from it was when I was young. And so I love the opportunity for them to dream big. I always tell my haumana that, dream big. The problem is they dream big and they go far away to school, which is okay as long as they come back. But now they can, her little baby hula sisters can look at her and know that they can get a fine education here in Hawaii while continuing to dig deep into their hula, practices, and just utilize Jaedyn as that star, as that shining light to follow and to just be inspired by. I want to acknowledge as well at this time the rest of my haumana who are here. Not everyone could be here today. It was a dynamic year, and I say dynamic because I took a smaller group of women this year because we took our men to the Merrie Monarch Festival. Big round of applause for my men. And so we wanted to really focus on them, and I stood there in their kahiko. I didn't stand in their kahiko. I was busy pounding away at that pahu. I had such a great time. But just watching them with so much pride, and I promise you all that the future is bright for the men of Kauai at the Merrie Monarch Festival. Sitting here today are truly some of the finest. My haumana are amazing, amazing. They're teachers, they're students, they're just wonderful, well-rounded, but the most important thing is they've got beautiful hearts, and they take care of me. It's been a very challenging last few months for myself, my family, and our halau, and we're just so grateful to God for the healing that He has bestowed upon me, and the hope that I want to help others, and the hope that I can give others to strive for good health. And just live. Every day is a gift. So today, you can imagine how much this means to me. To stand here, I look at life a little different than I did about a year ago. And so I am so, so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to my haumana. I love you all so much. And may we never, ever, ever forget moments like this. May we never take, no matter how many times, how many victories are ahead of us, or how many moments that we're not first. We're always first because we dance for an audience of one, for God, and that is the key. And when we dance for Him, we will be recognized. His light will shine upon us, and that is exactly what happened this year. And I could go on and on and on because I have so much love filled in my heart. But I also would like to acknowledge my daughter at this time. With everything going on, I had to step back a little bit from my role as Kumu, and my daughter really stepped up to the plate along with Jaedyn Janae, who is also unique as a Kumu Hula. I will be releasing her soon off to the west side to open up her own halau. Yes. And we have big things coming up for us, big things coming up for our halau. So I want to mahalo them very, very much for taking the reins and training this group this year. So much of what you saw at Merrie Monarch and what you experienced and what you felt really came from these my alakai, these two women, and I mean truly everybody stepped up to the plate. So it's so hard to just acknowledge one or two. I mean, so many of my alakai could not be here today. But again, I'm so grateful, Merrie. Thank you so very much for this. And I have an idea, Merrie. I say that I start training you and the two of you. I don't know your age. 55 is age limit. But I think we would have a really good shot with you guys on that stage. But to Kauai, and let us never ever forget our ohana ani ihau. Mahalo nui for loving us and for loving my sweet Lei Mokihana. Ke aloha nui.
Ke mahalo, mahalo. So at this time, let me just see, Council Chair, you have anything you want to add? I know you're doing your own certificate later on, but do you have anything you want to add?
Let me just say.
Sure, come to the mic and just yell.
Let me just say, many of you know this, but some of us have the opportunity to dance on the halau stage at the Grand Hyatt. How many of you remember that? And I can assure you, that will never happen again. I still get PTSD from that night, but Kumu, if you was to ask, we wouldn't say no. I will be sure we have our council certificates. Kipukai Kuri, who's a member of the halau, is not here. He's out of state, and we like to consider us a family at the county council. So you know what ohana means, right? No one gets left behind. So we're going to wait for him to come back and get all 7 members, and then we'll present our certificates. I just want to say, contrary to popular belief, I am a softie. I do cry. That's why I got to keep this really short. This Kumu, one word, inspirational. She has inspired so many, and as I watched I started, damn it. I watched that Merrie Monarch prior to Kumu being, active, involved, and I never really paid much attention to hula until I started watching the Merrie Monarch and getting to know the Kumu. But that performances, and this is to all of you right here, especially Akane, you guys should have won. You guys should have freaking won. But I'm not a judge, I'm biased. You guys are amazing, and Kumu and Jaedyn are such prime examples of what your halau stands for, the respect and the discipline, and just what stands out to me the most is the lack of, or the pride in saying that you dance for one, the almighty Keokua, and that just says a lot. So thank you guys, congratulations. God bless you all.
Okay, let me open the mic up to Dana. You have anything to say from the governor's office? Guys, better for Dana from
humans that I think are extraordinary, and they're here for a spiritual mission. And I believe that you are. And I want to say thank you for being with us and guiding us and inspiring us, because true leaders follow Keakua. So thank you.
Okay, so that being said, I believe we're going to have a performance. Surprise. So it is a Kivo. So if we first get ready again, how's about a round of applause for Ka Lei Mokihana? And just to let the Hawaiian know, we have certificates for all of you also. So we have it here, we'll hand it out at the end. So that being said, we'll have you set up.
I think if we ask loud enough, she may do it, but who wants to see Miss Aloha Hula do a dance up here? Pretty please, with ice cream and whipped cream and everything on top, would you do the honor of performing for us, Miss Aloha Hula?
So if anybody wants to sign up for lessons, see Kumu. Kumu Leināʻala always take you with Jaina. Oh, Jaina's new school. I'll be there. Don't choke, Jaina. give Miss Aloha Hula, Jaedyn Janae Puahaulani Pavao. Give Miss Aloha Hula 2025, Merrie Monarch, Jaedyn Janae Puahaulani Pavao. Mahalo, mahalo. Mayor, any closing words? Please.
Once again, congratulations to everybody that took time to be here to honor our halau and our Miss Aloha Hula. It's a great reminder that they represent us and we are obligated to represent them as well. In everything that we do, choose love, choose kindness. Remember this feeling that we have and let's carry on and be the koi that we can